Hi, I'm Beatrice Go and welcome to Rappler Talk. Today we are here with Coach Yeng, who steered the Philippine national men's basketball team to the Beijing World Cup. Stars had to align for Gilas Pilipinas to book this ticket to the FIBA World Cup. Hi Coach Yeng, congratulations!
Hi, thank you so much for the invitation.
Yun nga, sabi ko nga na Stars had to really align for us to be part of the FIBA World Cup. China lost its match to Jordan and then we had to bank on Korea's win.
Yes.
In addition to our wins pa. So, what was your initial reaction when we actually made it to the World Cup?
Relief. It's a huge burden off my shoulders and the shoulders of the players, actually, the SBP included. Because a lot of people were really expecting us to get there. And actually, along the way, we had to go through yung proverbial eye of the needle. Right after the brawl with Australia, the team got decimated with all the suspensions. There were 10 suspensions of our best players in the PBA and in the national team. So that's when I came in and I had to rebuild the team from scratch. In the process, you go through some decision making. Sometimes you make a mistake, sometimes you make good on your decisions. But it's really something that took a lot of your emotional energy, your time, and your focus. So, nung manalo tayo, parang lahat yun parang nawala sa balikat namin.
Yeah. From simulang Asian Games until this World Cup, parang ang daming drama talaga, no?
Yeah, para siyang telenovela, no? But I think nakaganda pa nga, no? It's really a happy ending for us, no? In the end, it was not just our winning the games that really counted. We had to watch what was happening in the other games that were going on. No? That's why I think 3 or 4 minutes in the game and we were in the lead by 16 points, I think 16, 18 points against Kazakhstan. We were already told that, that Korea won against Lebanon. So that was good for us. And I told myself, konting tiis na lang to, 3 minutes na lang to, we'll be in the World Cup. But at that point, hindi pa rin siya masyadong nagsisink in. Parang sa akin, parang this was our mandate, this was our responsibility. Now it's just mission accomplished. And you couldn't really feel the effect yet. Parang hindi pa siya, Pero, once you see your phone ringing, once you see all the people reacting to it, parang dun mo lang mahahalata na na-accomplish na namin yung goal namin.
Pero for sure, you are very excited. So, I'm sure you have mga plans and ideas for the team. What are these plans, ideas on top of your mind?
Una, we have to wait for the for the March 16 drawing of the lots. So these are now the top 32 teams in the world, including US, Europe, South America, lahat 32 teams. We're just hoping we get into a group where we have a good chance of beating at least 2 teams. You beat 2 teams there, you're going to the next round. So the last time we were in the World Cup, we beat 1 African team, Senegal. So now we're hoping we can do better. Pero it will again rely on the draw of the luck. March 16 is an important date for us because that's really the time we will know who our teams in the groupings are. Then we can start scouting and preparing. But for now, yung gusto lang namin is number 1 for Blatche, to be in shape, for the World Cup, which means sana actively competing siya, before the World Cup. But we've encountered some problems. We couldn't play him as an import. Yun ang unang option namin. Sana mag-import siya dito sa PBA. Pero merong mga technical issues. Number one, we're not sure if he's 6'10 or under. No. Number two, there's also a problem of which team he's going to. No? So, medyo complicated ng konti. So, hindi ko na inasahan yon. Importante lang for Andre is for him to come in earlier so that we can get him into game shape. The other thing we're concerned about is we have to be able to have some tune-up games and compete close to the level of the World Cup. Kung magko-compete ka lang and just play games with teams that are inferior, walang benefit. So where can we get those tune-up games where we can compete close to the level of the competition itself? So yun ngayon ang tinitingnan namin. Sana Jones Cup. But again, the Jones Cup is going to conflict with the schedule of the PBA. No? And the PBA has already made a lot of sacrifices for this team. No? So we don't want to burden them so much, and we're trying to find a win-win solution where we don't disrupt their schedule too much, and at the same time, we're still able to prepare and compete at that level where it's close to the World Cup.
So, you have around 5 months na lang to prepare for the World Cup. Have you already decided or you have an idea on how many people you're getting for the training pool? And like,
Masaya ako dun sa last pool natin. We had 14 guys. Supposed to be 15, but Christian Stanhardinger begged off because Andre Blatche was already there. No? And siguro he felt na the only chance for him to get to play was for him to be the naturalized player. But of course, he knows that Andre Blatche was the right naturalized player for us. No? So we have 14 players. And if ever we will make some changes in the lineup, maybe it's just 1 or 2. I don't want to change it too much because we've had such a good chemistry. The bonding is really good. The guys really like playing with each other. So you don't want to disrupt that too much. So I'm still allowing myself 1 or 2 guys who may be able to contribute to our competitive advantage in China.
So speaking of competitive advantage, one of the main issues that SBP has been working on is getting the services of Jordan Clarkson of the Cleveland Cavaliers. But then, like, you're trying to get them get him as a local Filipino player because,
yes,
so that walang conflict kay Blatche. Pero what will happen? What will happen if that's not possible na makuha?
Well, if that's not possible, we'll just have to stick to our lineup as it is. Again, still open to probably 1 or 2 more changes. But sabi ko nga, if we get Andre Blatche and then we have Jordan Clarkson, 2 high-caliber NBA players, maybe we can think about or dream about going to the next round dun sa World Cup. No? But without them, without Jordan, we can still compete naman. No? Kaya lang, yun ang dream team natin eh. If the USA had a dream team before, this is our version of the dream team, no? If we can bring them together. But again, that is not within our control. No? So we will have to appeal to the FIBA. The SBP is going to do that and is already working towards that. But it's only on a best effort basis. Kung i-deny, wala tayong magagawa, then we can just try and form the best team that we can.
You worked with Jordan and Andre on separate occasions. Si Jordan sa Asian Games, tapos si Andre dito sa 6 window. Can you describe your relationship and your experience working with them?
It's really a privilege working with 2 NBA players of their caliber. I don't know if there's any other national coach who've been able to be in that position. So I'm very lucky to be able to do that. The second thing is, nung una akala ko medyo because of their status, no, because of the kind of money that they earn, because of the level of play that they play in. Akala ko medyo snob sila, arrogant sila, or sa Tagalog mayabang. They're farthest from that. No? They're the regular guys. Pusong Pinoy sila. No? They like the team. They like the coaching staff. I hope they like me. But they really played hard for the Philippines. And as a matter of fact, si Jordan Clarkson is already communicating that he wants to play in the World Cup. No? Even while he's playing still in the NBA. No? So the enthusiasm for them to play is just great. And I thought they had a chip on their shoulders, no, when I first encountered them. But no, they're just really humble guys. They're regular guys. They fool around with the team. No? They actually still get in touch on a regular basis, no, with their teammates, even while they're playing in the NBA or playing in China. So that's the kind of bond that they have developed, no, with the team. And I'm also excited to have them both play for the national team again. No? So I have nothing but respect, no, for those guys and for the pusong Pinoy that they displayed.
And that's great though that they're still communicating with their teammates, so it will help with the chemistry din ng team.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
That chemistry was also an issue during our 5th window, right? So, nung 6th window, did you see that there was like much more improvement? And was Blatche also a factor because he played with the Philippines since 2014 pa?
Tama yun. Blatche played, I think, with 7 or 8 of the guys already. But there were new guys na hindi pa niya nakakasama. Thirdy Ravena, hindi pa niya nakakasama. Si Mark Baroka, Poy Eram, si Marcio Lassiter. Sino po ba hindi niya nakasama? Yun lang yata, no? The rest of the guys nakasama niya na. So, I was a little worried, no, how he'd blend in with the guys na hindi pa niya nakasama. But after seeing them in practice 2 or 3 times, sabi ko, walang problema to, no? They'll be okay. No, that's exactly what happened. No? The transition was seamless. No? Walang mga naging problema. So it's very difficult, no, to get that kind of chemistry in a very short time. Kaya nga sabi ko, this team is good because all the pieces just fell together. No? And it's not because of anybody else. Sometimes machachambahan mo talaga eh. Sometimes kahit anong gawin mo, hindi mo makuha. No? So it's, I don't know, divine intervention. It's the prayers of all the Filipinos wanting us to succeed. Siguro nakuha lang sa dasal talaga.
Yeah, and what more if nakuha mo na rin yung tamang timpla, tapos you get Andre and the rest of these team for 5 months pa, longer yung preparation.
I don't think we can prepare for 5 months, but I'll be happy with 2 months. No? So after March 16, Boss MVP is going there. No? He's going to China to watch the drawing of the lots and to communicate with FIBA. And then babalik sila rito, and then we will meet. No? And then we will plan out kung ano yung kailangan natin for the preparation. I think yung schedule natin, no? If that's March 16, I think we can finalize the plans in a week or so. And then from then on, we will execute whatever that plan is going to be, all the way until August 31st, where we go to China.
Si Andre Blatche, you were under fire before nung 5th window kasi hindi mo siya kinuha. Pero now, what made you change your mind about Andre Blatche, like after?
Ano yan eh, no? I took a calculated risk. And again, it's part of the responsibility that I'm willing to take the consequences for. No? that was really the time when the PBA allowed us, no, to choose any player from any team without any conditions. As opposed to previously, they only allowed us to choose one player per team. No? So ngayon talagang nag-support na yung PBA. No? They really opened up their doors. They allowed us to do that. And sa sarili ko lang, sinasabi ko, uy, I can combine Japet, I can combine Junmar, I can combine Greg Slaughter, I can have Christian Stanhardinger as a naturalized player. And Andre Blatche can always be there standing as an option, no? So I was looking at the possibility, no? Kaya na ba natin na ganito, na with the full support of the PBA and all these great players available for us, kaya ba natin na mag-compete na? So I could not resist the temptation, no, of saying, subukan natin. But in my mind, if we are not able to do that, you still have the option of bringing in Blatche anytime, no, for the next window. So after that, you come to a realization, kulang pa. No, hindi pa natin kaya. We need Blatche. So you just have to accept that, that reality. Sa akin, ganun lang kasimple yun eh. I had that opportunity to combine the best of the best and see if we are already at par at the level of at least, no, sa Asia. Konting kulang na lang. Pero sa isip ko, konting-konti na lang talaga. No? So let's bring in Blatche and let's work with him. And true enough, no, actually nakaganda pa kasi Blatche really got motivated. No. He wanted to show that he was deserving, no, of the position as a naturalized player. And I think the numbers will show that. Dito sa window na to, sixth window, our game against Qatar, our game against Kazakhstan, together, this is probably the best window that he's played. No. The best game that he's played is the game against Kazakhstan. I think he made 41 points, 13 rebounds, couple of assists, a couple of steals, couple of blocks. He carried us on his shoulders. So, for him, it was added motivation. Kaya lang, talagang our backs were against the wall and we had to win those two games. And New Zealand had to win against Lebanon, and Jordan, and then Korea had to win against Lebanon. Either one of those two scenarios, and then us winning both our games. So, dumaan sa butas ng karayom, but in the end, gusto natin makarating sa World Cup, nakarating tayo sa World Cup, although via the more difficult route.
Have you ever talked to Blatche about like his dreams in the World Cup or yung mga goals niya? Kasi he was able to compete before, pero yun nga sabi mo na Gilas only won their last game against Senegal.
I haven't talked to him lengthily, no, about their last World Cup appearance, but talking to him, the time that we spent together, one thing I recognize and I respect about his character is his competitive spirit. No? He always wants to win. No? He does not like losing, and yung leadership niya rubs off because he's a natural leader. That rubs off to his teammates. No? And pag nakita mo yung best player mo sa team is working hard, siyempre ikaw kailangan magtrabaho ka rin. No? So I think that is the message that I get whenever we converse, whenever I see him. He's a competitor. No? We never discussed yung bakit ko siya hindi kinuha noong past window. We never even talked about that And he never asked me, Coach, why did you not get me that time? And I never asked him na, why were you in bad shape before that? So he came in, he was in good shape. He was in the best shape actually of all the windows that he's played in. And I think yun ang yun ang good side ng mga nangyari na yon. Na we were able to siguro get the best out of Andre Blatche in the last window.
Yeah, talagang move on and clean slate kayo when you saw each other. And then, Coach, to face these 31 other countries who qualified for the World Cup, what kind of lineup are you thinking of bringing or putting together? Is it like a big lineup, puro shooters, or?
Ideally, you would want a big lineup, no? Pero wala tayong makitang material na pwede pa na idagdag na lalaki tayo. Some people are suggesting AJ Edu, no? But AJ Edu is already playing in the Under-19 World Cup also, before yung sa Men's World Cup. The other option is, nabanggit ko na to, is to look at some of the other Phil-Ams or Phil-Foreign talents who have had their passports before 16. And one of those is Remy Martin, no, of Arizona State. So, I haven't discussed this with the SBP, but after March 16, no, I'll talk to them about it. No. Kasi puro lang naririnig ko na puro word of mouth lang, puro mga YouTube lang, no. You cannot decide on taking somebody into the national team based on what you see just on YouTube, no. So kailangan siguro imbitahin natin siya, tignan natin what he can contribute, and then make a decision. No? So isang option yon. No? The other option is we still have players in the PBA who might be deserving. No? So I'm not closing my mind to that. No? So, but again, as I said, ayoko naman na masyadong ibahin na yung lineup doon sa nandyan na ngayon.
Si Remy Martin, ano pa yung other background info niya? Like, what position does he play? How tall is he?
He's a point guard. No? Ang official height niya is, I think, 6 feet. But he could be a little smaller. He's a great point guard based on the video that I've seen. No? And it's a Division I school. That means the level of competition is high, even if it's college, no, sa US. He can shoot the three. He can drive to the basket. He's a great passer. He's a hustler. He defends well. So who knows? Maybe and from what I hear, meron na siyang passport before 16. Again, that's something we have to confirm. No? So he could be an option. And then we'll see what other doors or windows will open, no, before August 31st.
How old is he?
I think he's 20 years old.
And then still studying in college?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, and plays in the NCAA for sure, no? Like,
yes.
And then, like, so he's like a young player, and like for your past lineups, you always had this one young player, like in the.
Exactly. Actually, that's the idea. No? We're investing into the future. Sa lahat ng windows na kinoach ko, we always had one or two guys who may be very possible players of our future national teams. So nung una, sina Kobe Paras, sina Richie Rivero, no, we had them in the team. And then after that, si Kai Soto naman. And then recently, si 30. No? So we're open to that. We're investing one slot or at least inviting one or two of them to be able to, for them to feel how it is to compete at the level of the men's team. These are the best of the best. And that's going to give them a little bit more confidence. It's going to give them a little bit more knowledge because yung mga kasama nila, mine-mentor sila. No? Mine-mentor sila. They teach them what they know. And that's really a great help for those guys.
And you also said your other option was getting or not closing your mind to the rising players in the PBA. Who are you looking at or targeting?
There's always the possibility of the other players who already played sa Gilas. No? So that is still up for evaluation. I don't do the decision making myself. We discuss this and brainstorm this with my coaching staff. No? So tulong-tulong kami rito. No? Hindi ako nagdi-dictate, hindi ako diktador na sabihin ko, ito lang gusto ko, ito lang mangyayari. Hindi. I value their opinion a lot. I value their views a lot. So we try to do it on a consensus basis. No? So ganun yung decision making namin.
Yeah. Si Coach, si Kiefer actually babalik na rin siya by August. Is he in your mind also or up for consideration?
He's up for consideration. Pero ang problema kay Kiefer is mahigit na siya isang taon hindi naglalaro. No? So parang pagbalik niya, is he going to be able to play at that level right away? No? He might need a few months to be able to get back. But I'm not closing my mind to that dahil yung August matatapos na yung suspension niya. At sa June yata pwede na siya mag-practice. So, titignan natin siya.
And you said, diba, you plan on preparing 2 months ahead of August 31. So, pasok
at
din
least,
yung...
yes, at
least 2
yes.
months. So, pasok din si Kiefer doon yung sa training part.
Yes, yes.
Coach, would you know by when mid-August ba si Kiefer na matatapos yung suspension? Or
I'm not sure exactly dun sa suspension niya. But what I know is sa June pwede na siya mag-practice. Kasi ngayon kahit practice hindi pa siya pwede. So, tignan natin.
Yeah. So, Coach, in the 2014 World Cup naman, what differences or how do you plan, or are you planning anything similar to their preparation or you have your own
Actually, yung 2014 World Cup natin, medyo mahaba yung preparation nila. They were well-traveled. They played in Spain, they played in the US, I don't know for somewhere else in Europe, no? So we cannot do that with our team, especially with the PBA schedule. That's why we're just trying to pick yung mga games or tune-up games or friendlies or exhibition games that we can really play and where we feel we can really benefit. Gipit talaga tayo sa oras in terms of a long-term preparation. Pero alam mo, the reason also I'm trying to keep this team is because this team has played at least with me 3 windows. No? After the Australia event or incident, kasama ko na sila. So that will count in terms of yung international experience namin as a team. Magkakasama kami sa Asian Games nung iba rito. Magkakasama kami doon sa 4th window, 5th window, at saka 6th window. So that in itself is already valuable experience. So kaya gusto ko rin na ma-retain at least yung core ng team.
So last question, Coach, what are for you and discussing with the SBP in general, what are the lessons learned naman from the 2014 World Cup campaign and the ones that you've picked up in the recent windows naman ng qualification?
Well, to be precise, nung 2014, hindi pa ako yung coach.
Yeah.
So we're just learning from those experiences by just siguro reminding us of what happened, no? Of going back and trying to siguro talk to people who were already there, no? At that time. Sa akin, no? From my experience in the short time that I've coached the national team. Although I've coached the national team already in 2009, no, sa FIBA, sa Tianjin, China. It's very important for the team to play together for a substantial period of time. Yung preparation natin kasi for the Asian Games, yung preparation natin for the 4th, 5th, and 6th window, panay 2 weeks to 3 weeks lang eh. When you should be preparing for at least 2 to 3 months. So, napaka-ikling preparation time nun. And the teams that we play against, they've already been national teams for years. Taon ang binibilang nila. Nasa junior pa lang yan, dinidevelop na nila yan, kamukha ng ginagawa natin. Sinasamahan na nila, sinasama nila doon sa mga senior teams nila. You will notice the national teams of different countries, they have 19-year-olds and they have 20-year-olds just for them to gain experience. And that's what we've been doing dito sa mga teams natin starting when I was coaching. So, investment ito. I may not be the coach 2, 3, 4 years from now, but these guys will be the players. So, makikinabang pa rin ng national team natin. No? So, again, it's just putting in more time to the preparation. Number 2, ako as a coach, I had to relearn the international game. Iba yung international game sa PBA. Sobrang iba. Kailangan mo talagang matutunan ulit. No? Sabi ko nga, I've had international experience before, but after several years of just being in the PBA, paglabas mo ulit, kailangan i-relearn mo ulit eh. May learning curve talaga. No? Hindi mo mapaperfect talaga. Magkakamali ka talaga. That is why, buti na lang na nakalusot tayo. Buti na lang nakalusot tayo. So, having known those things already, now we can bring them into our preparation, no, for the World Cup. One thing, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng big lineup. Meron tayong small lineup eh. Actually, small lineup talaga tayo. No? Kahit sabihin natin na gusto natin mag-big lineup, pag nakatabi mo yung ibang teams, small lineup ka pa rin. Maybe we have to... Ako si Gabe Norwood, when I was with Rain or Shine, I played him at the point a lot of times. He knows how to play the point. So maybe pagdating natin sa international game, kailangan may convert ulit natin si Gabe sa point guard position. Si Troy Rosario, we were already training him to play the 3 position. That means wingman siya. Sa PBA, he's a 4. That means big man siya. No, he's a power forward or he's a center sometimes. But in the international game, at 6'5", 6'6", kailangan meron kang ganong klaseng size to play the wing. No? Yung 6'5", 6'6" sa atin, sentro eh. O kaya power forward eh. Sa international game, yung 6'5", 6'6" point guard lang yun. So now we have to reorient the game of Troy Rosario so that he can play the wings. So we can have a bigger lineup on the floor when it's needed. No. The other thing is we just have to be making our threes. Yun ang napaka-importante. When you have the 6'10", 6'11", 7-footers in the lane, in the international game, ang hirap dumrive sa loob. No. So we just have to be able to hit a certain consistency dun sa accuracy natin sa 3-point shot. And sometimes yun ang pinakamahirap. Kasi sometimes you just have a bad night, a bad shooting night. And if you have a bad shooting night in the international game, it's so hard to come back. You know, it's so hard to come back. So, marami talagang marami talaga tayong bagay na we have to work on.
Yeah, but your shooters like Marshall Lassiter, I think they're starting to get their groove into the international game.
Marshall and sina Paul and sina noong una sina Matthew Wright, ngayon andyan na si Roger Pugoy. They're getting a better look at the basket with Andre Blatche. No. Again, that's another learning experience. No. Not to take anything away from Junmar or from Japet or from Greg Slaughter. if they're going to get posted up, they will be defended one-on-one by our opponents. And that's not going to create too many openings for the rest of the team. But if you post up Andre Blatche, even if you bring Andre Blatche around the perimeter because he has dribbling abilities, he will demand more attention from the defense. Perhaps even a double team or a triple team. The reason Marcio and the rest of our shooters are shooting better is because Andre Blatche was able to provide them that bigger window wherein they can take better shots.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, Coach Yeng, for joining us today, and good luck in the next 5 months preparing for the Beijing World Cup. So that was Gilas head coach Yeng Guiao, who will be leading the Philippine national men's basketball team to the FIBA World Cup. Thank you for tuning in. Okay.